You're listening to the Sean Dillingham Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 4,000th episode. No, I think this is like 6 of the Sean Dillingham Podcast. And listen, you people, and Derek, I don't mean to intimidate you, but we have an audience of tens of people. There are probably at least a dozen people listening now. There's a bunch. Hey, Derek Solorsano, actor, writer, director, producer, stuntman. The list just goes on and on. Is here for your listening pleasure. Give him a round of applause. Derek, how you doing, man? You look great. Good to see you.
Hey, thanks a lot, Sean. Thanks for having me on.
Good hair. Look at you with the good hair. So Derek is an actor. I've worked with Derek in projects before. We have a project coming up together. But I just want you to introduce yourself to everybody and give them the highlights. Give them this is how you know me. This is what I've been in. This is where you've seen me.
Yeah, so I'm Derek. I'm best known for the movie Two Guns.
Damn Skippy. Damn Skippy.
With Denzel Washington.
Yeah, no. Let me say, because this guy, the first time I saw this guy, I was like, is that Derek? In this movie, Two Guns, Denzel Washington, Mark Wahlberg, Bill Paxton. Who am I thinking of? Older Hispanic actor.
Edward James Olmos.
Edward James Olmos. I mean, was that one of your first films?
It was one of my first major films, yes.
Oh, my Lord. To land that, like, almost out of the gate. What? Tell me that story, because that is, you know, there's A-list celebrities that would have pushed children into traffic to be in that film. And you had a great role.
So that was like a nationwide casting call. And when I did Two Guns, I wasn't really that experienced. I didn't do that much. I didn't have no credits at all, just like a couple short films and independent films. Mm-hmm. That was all I did. But what I did have was a demo reel. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of what impressed them, was my demo reel. And I did like a little audition where I improv some stuff in Spanish. And it was just it was kind of a long process. You know, I didn't think I would land it. You know, my agent called me up and she was like, "Oh, I got some great news for you.
Are you sitting down? Are you sitting down?"
Yeah, she's like, "You're in the top 10 for this role," and I was just like, "Okay, yeah, sure." You know, I don't really,
yeah,
I believe it when I see it. You know, I don't really like to thrive on, oh man, am I going to get it? You know, but
when you're depositing the check, then you're like, hey.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. You know, so then she calls me up like a week later and she's like, "Oh man, you're in the top 5. You know, they want to know your availability.
And did you?
If you're available?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course."
At this point, did you tell your agent, stop with these phone calls because you're killing me? You're in the top 7, top 5, 3.6. You're
so then she gives me the drum roll one. You know, she's like, yeah. "Oh," she calls me a couple of days later. She's like, "I got some news for you. You're in the top 2."
You're like, lose my number. Lose my number.
Spanish level.
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, you know, I'll speak French if they want me to. You know, tell them I'm good. You know.
Let me ask you this, Derek. At this point, did you know who the cast was, or were they just like movie and major stars? We can't tell you.
I didn't know who all the cast was. All I know is it was Denzel Washington. Like I didn't know Mark was in there, James Marsden, Bill Paxton, Edward, Fred Ward. Like it had a Paula Paxton. It had an amazing cast. Yeah, I had no idea. Wow. Yeah, who was going to be in it. And then when I was just on set, you know, it was just like a dream. You know, seeing all these characters and celebrities walking around and me getting to mingle with them. You know, that's even. You know, that was even more fun.
Wait. What happened with the final phone call? What did she call and say?
So she calls me up and says I'm in the top 2. They want to know my Spanish level. I tell her that, you know, I'm good. And then she calls me up the next day and she's like, "They want to book you."
Oh my God.
And I was just like, wow, that's amazing, you know? And when I first got the role, I was under the intent that I was just a day player. You know, like I'm just going to be in there, you know, like a couple of days the most, 1 day, 2 days the most. And it ended up being 2 months.
From beginning
So
of the film to the end of the film.
yeah, pretty much. So that was the most incredible experience for me. It was like a dream. I kept
Phenomenal.
having to pinch myself, every time. Am I dreaming here? It's like
Yeah.
one of them dreams where you win the lottery, and you wake up and it's like, oh man, where's that money?
Yeah, and it's a great film. It's a great film. It's not like, I was in this film and it's a stinker, but I was in it. This is a great movie. I've watched it probably 6 or 7 times. Two Guns. Two
Yeah,
Guns.
yeah,
And
yeah. It's amazing.
you know what it is too, Derek? You give great face. You get if somebody's looking for a silent, intimidating, menacing look, there it is right there. They don't see it, but I'm looking at it. You got a great face.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so what have you done? What have you done prior? What have you done since?
So prior, before Two Guns, I actually did some short films, but they were starring roles. Like it wasn't like just anything short or anything. So I had a little bit of experience, like as an actor. But I mean, I didn't know that much when I did Two Guns. But afterward, I took some classes, and I practiced a lot, just auditioning.
Mhm.
And most of the stuff I audition for now, which is pretty good, it's all self-tape, because as the game is changing when it comes to auditioning, with self-tapes and stuff. So
I love it. You can audition for anything anywhere now.
yeah, yeah, that's what I like. It opened up the opportunity, for me to go after more things.
Heck yeah.
But I did another film, Car Dogs. That one was with George Lopez.
George Lopez.
And Fred Ward, Patrick Adams, Corey Hardrick, and Octavia Spencer was in that too.
Mm-hmm.
And that one was interesting because I got to write a little for George Lopez.
Okay.
So for his skits,
Yeah.
So he told one of the jokes that I told him in the film. So yeah, I unfortunately I didn't get a writing credit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
But
good.
I know we all know now. We all know. How long were
you
on that?
It's good to see something I said come out of George's mouth.
How long?
It's like, wow, that's amazing.
How long were you on that film?
That one I was on for about, I want to say, a month and a half.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that one.
And well, let me ask you this: what was your start? Did you always want to be an actor?
No. I mean, when I was little, I did want to be an actor. That was something that I wanted to pursue, but sometimes my mind is all over the place. I wanted to pursue a lot of things, and when I graduated high school, I just ended up joining the military.
Oh, wow.
So I served in the Army for 3 years, and then when I got out, I went to school. I went to game design. So I actually wanted to be a video game designer.
Sure.
And a buddy of mine was actually in school for film. And so he would use me for his student projects. And that's kind of like where I got the knack for it and just kind of got involved more. And then they had a big film that was shot out in Mesa, Arizona, Kingdom, the movie Kingdom.
Oh,
Jamie Foxx and Jennifer Garner. And I was an extra on that one. Mm-hmm. And they had built a whole Iraqi, like 3 square blocks, of an Iraqi city in East Williams Field Airport, at the East ASU campus where they were shooting at.
Yeah.
And when I got on that set, it was just amazing, It was like, wow. And I was an extra on there, So, and this is my first time on there, so I walked around. I didn't really know how to behave or nothing, so I just walked around. But it was funny because when I walked around, I kind of did it with confidence, so nobody told me nothing, So I would walk where the cast is, Jamie Foxx, I'd be with them for a minute, just walking around with them. And nobody told me nothing, just because I had this appeal that I was supposed to be there, And it was just an amazing experience. And that was kind of my first experience, like in a real film, to just to be there and see how it's made and see the movie magic happen.
I'm telling you.
And then to transition to a film, The Two Guns, you know, where
Yeah.
I actually got to mingle with the stars, and I was actually treated like a star. You know, it was just like a huge transition. You know, like I was still acting as an extra on Two Guns. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, I had this mentality, you know, of an extra, you know, and they kept telling me, no, you're one of the guys, you're one of the guys. And
Here's your trailer. Let me get you something to drink. Let me get you something to eat.
yeah, it was amazing. You know, they cleared out rooms for me. You know, I remember we took a little break, and they told me, they were like, hey, we got a van outside. You want to go back to your trailer, or we got a holding area across the street at a bar? And I already knew the bar. That's where all the extras were. And I was already kind of talking with them. And I was like, yeah, I'll just go to the bar and mingle with them for a little bit. And the PA was like, all right. So we go in there, and they have this little VIP area in the bar. And there were some people in there. So he goes to the VIP area. He tells everybody, get out, you know, get out. He throws me in there and shuts the door. So I was like, oh, all right, you know.
Yeah, it's
you know,
amazing.
so then you have extras peeking in there, you know, trying to see who I am. And it's like, yeah, you know, you probably won't know me. You don't know me, I'm sure, you know, but
yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. People don't understand the level change. You know, when you do an independent project, you do an independent film, oftentimes you're like, you know, looking at craft services and you're like, do I want the goldfish or the pretzels? I'm not sure. And then you do a SAG film where they're like, here's your trailer. Can I get you something to drink? Can I get you something to eat? Your transportation's here. Here's makeup. Here's wardrobe. You're just catered to. The level change is just amazing. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was kind of a big transition, you know. It was kind of rough to get used to. You know, I really had to stay humble, you know, and remember where I came from. That was the most important thing to me, you know, because like Denzel and Mark, they were all some down-to-earth people, like most down-to-earth people I ever met, you know. And it's mainly the day players, you know, that kind of have that little, you know, mentality like, oh, where's my stuff, you know, and I need this here, you know. And, and people like D, you know, they're helping on set, you know, helping the cameraman set up, you know, like, hey, giving them, you know, little tips, you know. And it's like, yeah, that's cool, you know.
Yeah,
like he was they're down-to-earth people.
And at this point, have you said, to hell with gaming? This is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, the school I was going to, it ended up closed down. It ended up closing down. So, that was that.
Hey, I can relate, man. I went to school for software engineering.
Oh, wow.
And I was almost ready to graduate. And I looked at it and I went, you know what? I don't want to sit in a cubicle for 19 hours a day.
I didn't know they do software. I didn't know they do comedy and software engineering.
No, they don't, and it ain't funny. It's nothing's funny about it, man. It was, it was absolutely. I just said, no, I don't want to do this. No way, no way. Did you have a moment that in your life where you said, this is what I want to do"? Like, I was a young kid.
I did.
I was a young kid, saw the movies, and I was like, that's it. That's what I want to do. What about you?
It was when I was on the set of Kingdom, you know, and I was on that city, that block, and you know, the director's just calling action cut, and I just told myself, you know, this is what I want to do, you know, this is what I like to do, you know, entertain. You know, that's my thing. I like to entertain, you know, like I always entertained my family, you know, when I was little. You know, I always used to like do little plays for them, and like for movies, you know, I would copy movies or even musicals.
Right.
I used to do musical. That's kind of one of my goals.
Yeah.
To do a musical.
Yeah. People don't understand, man, the magic that can happen. You know, it's one thing to take classes and you're learning technique and you're learning characterization and all this and the next thing. But, you know, you get on a set, man, and they, you know, they turn a valve and steam starts coming through the manhole covers, and they kick lights on and it lights up cars in the front of buildings. And you got that wardrobe on and you're just like, man, this is it.
Yeah. It makes a big difference, you know, when I feel like it adds a lot to the character, you know, and the feel of it, you know, when you get on set and feel that that realization, of things,
Oh,
at least for me,
absolutely.
it does, it brings me more into it.
Oh, for sure. It's one thing to be told, okay, Derek, you're going to play a soldier, and you go, okay, and then you get there, and they put you in the wardrobe. You got fatigues on, and then they go, oh, here's this town that we've built. As you're like, I don't even have to use my imagination. Oh my God, we're here. This is the movie magic.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's
Yeah.
it's addicting. It's a drug, is what it is.
Have you ever been squibbed yet?
Oh yeah. I just did a medieval film where and I just put it up today. Check it out. It's absolutely amazing where one of my partners gets blown up in front of me,
Oh
and
wow.
they had blood and squibs right off camera, man. And they were like, okay, we're gonna count down 3, 2, 1, and on 2, close your eyes. And they splattered face, chest, everything, blood. And I was like,
Wow.
God, this is thrilling. It looks amazing though. The project came out amazing.
That's
Absolutely
awesome.
amazing. You were squibbed for 2 guns.
Yeah. I got squibbed there, but I was
Explain, by the
squibbed.
way, explain what squib is, because people are like, what the hell are they talking about?
Oh, that's just like explosives they put in your shirt, and when it detonates outward, obviously from your body, and it just spits out, red liquid, green liquid, whatever, just to make it more effective, like you got shot. So it's just an explosive liquid that comes out of your shirt, your body, but
Yeah.
it's still explosives in your shirt, so
Against your
you still
chest.
feel a little impact, on your body. When I got squibbed, I really didn't feel it because the adrenaline was just rushing so
I was gonna
much.
say, yeah.
And when they squibbed me, they made me fall on my back. Yeah, so they came to me and they were like, "Hey, Derek," they were like, "We can kind of see the mat in the background." They were like, "You mind if we remove it and you fall on your back and
Come on, man. You're
big
young.
picture?" I'm like, "Of course." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do it." I was in good shape.
Yeah.
I practiced a lot of falling already.
Yeah.
And so they put a back pad on me along with the squibs. So when I fell, landed on my back, squibs, uh, it was amazing. I really didn't feel it or the impact. When I fell on my back, I really didn't feel that either
Yeah.
because the adrenaline was just so like, this is going to be so awesome. Pretend I got shot,
Yeah.
go all out with it, and
You're like, I'm getting shot in a Denzel Washington, Mark Wahlberg movie. I ain't feeling nothing.
yeah, it's amazing.
What's the what's the home life? What's the home life?
So I got a fiance with and 5 kids
Mm-hmm.
that I have.
Mm-hmm.
So I pretty much
Which is
I take
amazing
them
because you
as
look 26 years old.
oh yeah, thanks. Thank you. Yeah. I'm about 23, so it's a little
Yeah.
older for me, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, it's good. I take care of my kids. My son, he actually wants to get in film too,
Oh,
and
nice.
he's been
Nice.
editing. He does a lot of editing. And my daughter, she wants to be like on YouTube and stuff.
Sure.
And
TikTok.
I got 5, so I got gamers, YouTubers,
Yeah.
video editors.
And your hands full. Your hands are full.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
I've seen
nice,
you. I've seen you on set. As an actor, and you've got this intensity, and you're in the scene and commanding presence, and then they go cut, and then you just become this soft-spoken, patient dad. Yeah, hey, what's going on? What's going on, guys? Come here, come here, come here. And I was just like, I
yeah,
I had never
yeah,
seen that side of you.
yeah. I don't think anybody really has. Everybody's surprised when they see me around with my kids, and they're like, "Wow, I never knew, you were." I'm like, yeah, that's who I really am. I'm a dad. I love my kids, and true story, I didn't move to LA because of my kids.
Yeah,
They're out here, and I probably could have been a lot more further in my career, had I moved to LA for a little. Well, I
maybe.
was out there for a little bit to train a little bit, but when I did go out there, COVID kind of hit and shut everything down. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything happens for a reason, man. You can sit here and say, maybe you would have gone further, maybe you wouldn't. I know a lot of people that, Derek, they make that trek, they go to LA, and then, they're like, that's it, man, going to LA. And then 9 months later, I'm like, oh, you're back.
Yeah. I've seen that too. I've seen that
What
a lot
happened?
too,
And they get
and to me,
sick
it's
of being
not about, just going to LA. It's about, becoming that person that people want to watch, and if you could become that person people want to watch, it doesn't matter where you are.
Exactly. And you know what?
And that's the truth.
Listen, two things about Los Angeles. Number one, if you move there and you're not ready, you be prepared to be number 300 in line. And you better be ready, because
I like the competition out here better.
Yeah, well, listen, in LA, if you're good, you'll get known quick, and if you're bad, you'll get known quicker.
Yeah.
And I try to tell actors all the time, listen, when it comes to moving to LA, do you know what LA is? LA is a town of movie stars. Denzel, Mark Wahlberg, Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, they're all out there. Do you think anybody's moving out of the way for you? No, you build it here, build it wherever you're at. Yeah. Then you go to LA when LA calls.
And especially now, with all the technology we have and self-taping,
exactly.
You can submit yourself to almost anything,
you can.
With this amazing technology. It's really changing the game.
It is.
Which I like,
Yeah, so. You can compete now. You don't have to live in Los Angeles or New York or Chicago. You got an agent, man. They submit you. You go, hey, I'll go when they call, and they're paying.
Yeah.
That's what you do. And so tell them about Saints. You've written a film. You've got a film you're working on. Filmed a little bit of it. Tell them about Saints, because we're almost out of time, but I want you to
be Saints Among the Dead, that this is kind of like a project. It was a side project, but I kind of put it full forward now. I've been working on it for a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great script. Buddy of mine in LA rewrote it. I got it's pretty much a zombie horror film. It's about these two brothers. They rob their boss, retreat to a warehouse, and the zombie apocalypse happens. And so it's kind of like a Reservoir Dogs meets Night of the Living Dead kind of movie.
Absolutely. First thing I thought when I read
it has, it's not going to be just, shoot 'em up zombies, it's going to be actual drama story, and all this good stuff. And, and right now I got Eric Roberts, Richard Grieco on board, and we're trying to get Michael Madsen. Right now we're in the talks with him. And right now I plan on shooting that toward the end of the year. This Saints Among the Dead. So that's kind of like where my focus and energy is right now. Besides little things little gigs I do on the side. I'm also doing an event in San Antonio, Texas, the 23rd of this month.
Is that like a meet and greet?
Lolo Carlos show?
Meet and greet?
Yeah, it's a meet and greet where I'll be out there taking pictures and stuff, and it's just a little meet and greet, Lolo car show. They have cars and barbecue, and it's a big event they have in San Antonio, Texas. So I'll be out there the 23rd, and then when I come back, I'm just putting all my energy and effort in this film. So
you have funding
push this out, crank this out.
Like a funding site for Saints Among the Dead. Is there a Kickstarter? Is there a GoFundMe?
There is, but we haven't set it up yet. Because right now we have a couple of distributors that are on board that are giving us some MGs, so that's pretty good.
Good.
Yeah. So right now I have some just regular investors that I'm going through, just private investors that I'm going through right now, and eventually, when we get to post, I'll probably set up a little fundraiser just for some more special effects and stuff. Absolutely. That we can add to it and just make the film even greater.
Among the Dead. Saints
Among the Dead.
Watch for that. Yep. So in wrapping up, before we go, Derek, two things. Number one, I'll ask you any advice for new upcoming actors, people that are thinking about getting into acting, what would your advice be? What would you tell them?
Well, I can tell you things, for one, your career is what you make it. It's only going to be worth the energy that you put into it. And two, don't give up. When you start auditioning, you're not going to land every audition.
Mm-hmm.
It's rare people do that, and it's like Michael Jordan, for every shot Jordan made in a game, he missed like 1,000 shots in practice, and it's this, and that applies the same thing for acting.
For sure.
It's always going to be a hit and miss. And sometimes when you hit and miss a lot or in a row or constantly, that just gives you, self-doubt, makes you want to give up, question yourself, like, but if it's something you want to do and something you're really passionate about, keep going.
Absolutely.
Don't give up on it, and most importantly, stay humble, because in this business, it's all about who and you want to be friends with everybody, and you're going to have a lot of haters out there, people who are just going to bash on you because they want to be successful or they're jealous of your success, and you just got to learn to kill them with kindness.
Yeah, they may not hate.
That's how you kill them.
They may not hate you. They hate that you're doing what it is they wish they could do.
Yeah,
and follow your dream.
And there's always going to be people like that, and you just you and in this game it gets rough, because if you do a bad film, they can really talk bad about you or just anything,
Let your dream drive you. A lot of people get intimidated with acting because they think, oh, well, I don't look like Brad Pitt. I don't look like Angelina Jolie. Let me tell you something. We already have Brad Pitts and Angelina Jolies. What we need are characters. We need the people that, look like they run the car wash or drive the Uber or deliver the food or they're the store manager. Those are the actors that are out there working. We need tons of those. So you're not too old. You're not too young. You're not too fat. You're not too thin. Anybody can do this if you let your dream drive you.
Yeah. And the main key, like what I use, my theory is anybody could go on camera and drink a bottle of water, right? But what makes people want to see you drinking a bottle of water? See, and that's my motto when it comes to acting, So
really good, good advice. Now, where can folks find you, Derek? Where can they find you on the interweb?
So the interweb, I really haven't been good with, and I'm trying to keep up with. My apologies, folks. But I do have a Facebook. It's at Derek Solorsano. I also have an Instagram, which is at Derek Solorsano Actor.
Love it.
Solorsano, that is not me. I only have one Instagram, and that's my Derek Solorsano Actor, and one Facebook, which is my Derek Solorsano Facebook.
Beautiful.
And until I can figure more out with social media, I'll have more accounts in the future, so
get a website.
We'll see how that plays out.
Facebook, Instagram, Saints Among the Dead. Look him up. Google him. Derek Solorsano. That's SOLORSANO.
All right.
Solorsano. And if it looks like a guy with good hair giving you a dirty look, that's him. That's Derek.
Thanks, brother.
Derek, thanks for being here, man. People need to follow you. They need to watch you because you're going to go there, man. You're going to blow up.
Hey, thanks a lot, Sean.
There goes Derek, everybody. Derek Solorsano.
Hey, thank you, Sean.
Thank you for listening to the Sean Dillingham Podcast. For more information or questions, you can always visit www.SeanDillingham.com.